Hey, what's up, guys? If you have meticulously tracked your macros for 4 to 6 weeks in a row or more, and you're sick of doing it, but you don't know what to do instead, I want you to watch this video because this is going to teach you how you can graduate from tracking macros to a more sustainable approach that allows you to still enjoy your favorite foods while seeing great results. The problem with tracking macros, one of the main problems, is that most people don't even understand the purpose of tracking macros in the first place. Now, if you're not familiar, macros are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Carbs and proteins both have 4 calories per gram. Fats have 9 calories per gram. These are your macronutrients. These are the only nutrients you consume on a daily basis that contain calories. So by tracking your macros, what you're actually doing is controlling your calorie total. And by having specific numbers assigned to your fats, carbs, and proteins, what that's helping you do is to develop better balanced meals and a more balanced nutritional behavior throughout the day. So you're hitting all your nutritional needs as well, in addition to losing weight. Now, you can accomplish this same goal without being super restrictive. One of the big problems I see with macros also is that a lot of people just don't want to track them for a very long period of time. At most, the average person probably tracks for 4 to 8 weeks. And even during that 4 to 8 week window, they're tracking accurately maybe 70 to 80% of the time. And then the big issue is after that cycle is over, they swing back to old eating habits. So they never actually change their habits. They're putting all of their hope in the fact that these magic macro numbers are going to get them to the body they want. So in reality, you can see really great long-term sustainable results without having to meticulously track your macros every single day or ever again. Now, if you follow the principle that I was just going over in the first place, macros are a way to control your total calories and make sure you're eating more balanced throughout the day. What you'll find is that as long as you're staying in a general calorie range and hitting a protein minimum, that covers about 90% of the results for the average person looking to improve their body and improve their health. You don't need specific fat and carb numbers in order to change your body composition. And if you have your calorie window that you're staying within and you're meeting your protein minimum, those create barriers that allow you to naturally get your carbs and fats to fall into healthy ranges. So if you feel like you don't want to meticulously be tracking your macros, the first step to graduate from that process is to figure out what your calorie range should be. So if you have been tracking your macros for a while, or you have specific macros assigned to you and you don't want to track them anymore, what you would do is figure out how many calories you're getting from fats, from carbs, and from proteins, and add those all up. So just for easy math, let's say you're eating 100 grams of protein, 150 grams of carbs, and 50 grams of fat. 50 grams of fat is 450 calories. 150 grams of carbs is 600 calories, and 100 grams of protein is 400 calories. So that's 850 if you add up the carbs and if you add up the proteins and the fats, and then you add another 600 on there, that gets you to 1450, right? So if you were eating those macros and your calorie number was around 1450 calories, that means you could potentially lose weight eating anywhere from about 1400 calories to 1600 calories. So you would give yourself that 200 calorie window. Then you would keep your protein goal the same. So whatever your protein goal was, you would keep that the same and aim to get within 10 grams of that every single day. That sets up your barriers. So that can be a way to start graduating yourself from tracking macros. Now, the key that gets you all the way to the other side, to the long-term approach, is to use that calorie window and that protein minimum to start finding what are the normal foods and normal meals you enjoy eating that allow you to hit those goals while still feeling full. And for most people, what this is going to look like is eating 3 to 4 balanced meals per day that have a lean protein, a produce, and a fibrous carb. So if you can find 1 to 3 options for breakfast for your carbs and your proteins, and then 2 to 4 options for lunch, dinner, and that fourth meal, you now have developed a meal template that you can live by for the rest of your life. So for example, you might find, hey, I like to eat a whole egg mixed with egg whites and oatmeal in the morning, but sometimes when I'm in a rush, I like to do a protein shake with toast. Those could be your breakfast options for 80 to 90% of the time. Then let's take lunch, right? Let's say sometimes you like to eat 5 ounces of deli turkey on a wrap. Sometimes you like to eat grilled chicken, rice, and a vegetable. And then other times you like to eat shrimp tacos that are homemade, right? Those can be your typical lunch go-tos. And then same thing for dinner. Come up with like 3 to 5 options there. This builds out your meal template that you can follow, like I said, 80 to 90% of the time, which if you are looking at an entire week, you're eating 4 meals a day. That's 28 meals per week. That means you only have to stick to the meal template for about 25 of them, right? You don't even have to stick to them all the time. And you can apply that meal template approach when you go out to eat. So when you go out to eat, you don't have to worry about trying to fit the menu into your macros. You just have to follow that template. Do they have sirloin steak? Do they have salmon? Do they have shrimp? Do they have chicken? Do they have rice, potato, vegetables? Things that I normally eat that I can order to fit in that 80 to 90% of the time that I want to stick to this meal template. And it makes the process so much easier and so much more sustainable. Now with my clients, what I do is I do all the guesswork for them. I build their meal template for them with their food options, and we learn how to swap things out as they get sick of them. But if you want to start doing this on your own, what I would do is first find what that calorie deficit number is, find what that protein minimum is for you, give yourself that range, and then start finding what foods can you fit in 3 to 4 times a day to allow you to hit those numbers. Once you have that, you now have a specific tangible blueprint for what a good solid nutrition day looks like, and it's going to allow you to be more successful for the long haul.